Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. So, people ask a lot about my slap style, which I do like a lot of percussive slap. Now, percussive slap is when you add rhythmic elements to your slap lines that have no fundamental. A fundamental is an actual note. It doesn't have that, it has that. And, you know, I really am fascinated and have always been fascinated with how bass players utilize percussive slap. Do I use it all the time on every session or gig? No, because sometimes it doesn't work. You need more of a classic slap sound. But it's cool to have in your arsenal of different techniques you can use when you're slapping. Now, percussive slap, I liken it to a drummer who has a hi-hat, you know, the two metal cymbals that come up and down. You'll hear between the boom, ka, da, boom, dum, ka, the fundamental, the basic rhythm, all these cool percussive things going off on the hi-hat. And that's how I approach percussive slapping on the bass. So in this intro to percussive slap, I wanted to kind of show you a couple beginning things you can do. Is this the be-all, end-all one video and you're done? No. It's a big world, but I figure I could get you guys started. The first thing you want to work on is getting a really smooth muted thumb, muted pop. And now I just lay my fingers across the fingerboard very closely and lightly, and I just practice getting a muted thumb on whatever your lowest string is and a muted pop. Now you want to get that where it's one action. Your hand comes down, your thumb hits. When you pull your hand up, you catch the string on the way up. So it's not a thumb and then reach and pop. That's not going to do it for being fluid and be able to play rapidly. When you get this action where it's one hand down or one motion down, one motion up, and you're getting the two sounds, then you can speed up. And you get that kind of just foundation of a you know, tick 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 tick. Now that in itself is a good starting spot, and sometimes you can just do simple utilizing that simply with octaves. You know. By just putting rapid thumb pops in. Now you can start working with different variations. Maybe it's like two, you know, double thumb and a pop. When you start coming up with these different percussive patterns that you can play with all mutes, then you might want to start putting them into a simple, not even a bass line, if you will, but like something where you just play some open notes and then see rhythmically, timing wise, how you can put that in. That's a simple double thumb single pop. One of my favorites I've showed in previous videos is where I'll do a muted thumb, and then with the index finger on the D string, I'll do a muted pop, come down with my thumb again, and with my middle finger on the G string, I'll get a muted pop, and I'll alternate. So it's like, let's see if I can get that, where you can really see it. Slowly. Now with that, you can actually play some really rhythmic and rapid, you know, foundation or pattern that you can play notes over. Now what I like about this is this pop, the D string muted pop, and the G string have different tones. You hear that? So it gives a little more depth to this kind of, you know, pattern that we're playing under our grooves. See, I put it right there. And you can actually work it in many ways. Again, you may want to start just to get like an idea of how you can fit it in. Now, we don't want to leave the left hand out, or I'm sorry, for my left-handed bass players, your fretting hand. Your fretting hand does those claps. And again, that's something I covered in a previous video, but why not put it in here? Because it's really only percussive. You know, you don't want to hit so hard with your fingers that you get notes, and you don't want to hit so light that you don't have any kind of percussive intensity. I also like to leave my index finger almost as a mute. It's lightly touching the strings, and then I clap with the other three. So now I got this. Which is a simple pattern. I take that pattern I just showed you, thumb, pop, using the two fingers, and then thumb, clap, thumb, clap. So you get this Another cool little percussive element, because everything we've been doing is based on twos, eighth notes and 16th notes. But if you want to get some kind of cool little rips, you can add in the percussive, and it's a thumb, pop, pop. Muted down here, I'm going thumb, pop, pop, thumb, pop, pop. Again, popping on the D string and the G string. So, slowly. That's another cool kind of percussive element you can throw in. Sometimes I'll do this little rake here, and then thumb hammer on two real notes, two fundamentals. Now again, that's just thumb, pop, pop. I come back down with my thumb, and I hammer on. I wasn't going to throw this one in, but I'm going to talk about the pop, clap, thumb triplet, which was in one of the Fundamentals of Slap series. And this is, if you haven't seen it, it's a muted pop on the G string, really on any of the higher strings. Then one of the percussive slaps with your fretting hand, and then a muted thumb. And you can get this really cool roll. And kind of add that element. So there's some elements. There's so many more, and I didn't want to flood you, because again, my concept for this channel, if you will, is to try to give you just a couple elements to work on and you can put together. As you're getting these percussive patterns I've already shown you together set down, one thing you do is simply try to make a groove with no fundamental at all. You might just start by just getting quarter notes with your thumb. It's not a song, and it's not something I'd even want to listen to in a solo for an extended period of time. Maybe for a short time, it'd be very cool to have just a rhythmic part of your solo. But it allows you to start playing with and being conscious and going, okay, I want to try that triplet thing. Now I want to try the double thumb thing, and see how you can do it without messing up your flow, and making sure, of course, you can groove with it. So there's some ideas. Do you want me to go deeper in this? Let me know in the comment section below if you want to do more, where maybe I even do a series of sample percussive slap grooves. I'm all willing to do that if you guys are interested. I just need to know. Well, there you have it. I love slap. It is not so much now, but when I first started playing bass in the 80s, slap was looked down on by a lot of other bass players and things like that. And it was a real bummer because I've always enjoyed it. And, now it's much more acceptable. Just be aware of if you're using the technique at a right time. And I know that's a judgment call that's so subjective. But, if I'm presented with the original track and someone's asked me to put a bass line, you have to listen and maybe even talk. Say, ooh, would a slap line be good here? Or if you'll get a feel at one point where, it doesn't serve the song, it doesn't serve the lyrical content, it's just not right. But sometimes it is. And I've been asked on sessions to slap over a ballad, which is really interesting, and adjusting the technique to work for that. Anyway, I'm going on and on because I love talking to you guys. So there you have it, my brothers and sisters of bass. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want me to go deeper with percussive slap. I won't do anything till I see the comments because, I don't want to do videos, stuff that you guys don't find valuable. So if it's valuable, I will definitely cover it for you. Please like, share, subscribe, do all those things, and I will see you at the next video. Thank you.